Imagine this, a military offensive so fast and devastating that the enemy has no time to defend. Tanks rolling across borders, planes bombing strategic targets, and communication lines destroyed within minutes. Entire countries capitulate in a matter of days. This tactic, known as Blitzkrieg, was the hallmark of the German Wehrmacht and forever changed the art of warfare. But how did Blitzkrieg work, and why did it ultimately fail? Welcome to the story of one of the most revolutionary and controversial strategies of World War II. The term Blitzkrieg, or lightning war, describes a military strategy built on speed, surprise, and overwhelming firepower. During World War II, Germany used this tactic to overwhelm enemies quickly and avoid prolonged, costly battles. The essence of the strategy was simple: combine tank divisions, motorized infantry, and airstrikes to penetrate deep into enemy territory and capture critical objectives before the enemy could react. The idea behind Blitzkrieg wasn't entirely new. It drew on concepts developed during World War I, where mobility and speed had begun to gain prominence. What set the Germans apart was their ability to implement these concepts with new technology and disciplined coordination. Tanks like the Panzer IV and aircraft such as the Junkers Ju-87 Stuka dive bomber were key components. Radio communication allowed units to adapt quickly and work together effectively. The first major test of Blitzkrieg came with the invasion of Poland in September 1939. Within just 4 weeks, the Wehrmacht had defeated the country. The Polish forces were not only outnumbered but also unprepared for the speed and precision of the German attacks. Tank divisions broke through front lines, while the Luftwaffe destroyed supply lines and created chaos behind enemy lines. The world was shocked by the efficiency and brutality of this new form of warfare. Blitzkrieg's success was proven again in 1940 during the invasion of France. Instead of repeating the prolonged and bloody battles of World War I on the Western Front, the Germans bypassed France's fortified Maginot Line by launching a surprise attack through the Ardennes, a heavily wooded area the French believed to be impenetrable. Within 6 weeks, France capitulated. Blitzkrieg had once again demonstrated how a well-coordinated offensive could overcome even the strongest defenses. However, Blitzkrieg was not without its weaknesses. While its early successes were spectacular, the strategy began to show its flaws as Germany expanded its campaign. The attack on the Soviet Union in June 1941, known as Operation Barbarossa, was the largest deployment of Blitzkrieg tactics. Initially, the Wehrmacht achieved stunning victories, advancing deep into Soviet territory and inflicting heavy losses on the Red Army. But the vast size of the Soviet Union, rough terrain, and brutal winter conditions slowed the German advance. Blitzkrieg, reliant on speed and surprise, turned into a grinding war of attrition. Another critical weakness of Blitzkrieg was its dependence on supply lines. Tanks and vehicles required massive amounts of fuel, ammunition, and spare parts to remain effective. When these supply lines were disrupted, as the Soviets managed to do during the Battle of Stalingrad, German forces found themselves stranded. The Wehrmacht's overstretched resources and Germany's limited industrial capacity further undermined the strategy's effectiveness. The Allies also adapted their defenses to counter Blitzkrieg. They developed deeper defensive lines to slow German advances and used their superior industrial capacity to replace losses. Allied air superiority increasingly hindered Germany's ability to coordinate and sustain its offensives. By the end of World War II, Blitzkrieg was no longer the dominant strategy it had once been. However, its impact on warfare was profound. The principles of Blitzkrieg, speed, mobility, and the close coordination of different military units, remain central to modern military strategies. Blitzkrieg is a story of innovation, success, and eventual limitations. It demonstrates how technology and strategy can combine to change the dynamics of conflict. But it also reminds us that no tactic is invincible and that war is ultimately a test of adaptation and endurance. If this fascinating and insightful story intrigued you as much as it did us, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave a like. On our channel, you'll find more gripping stories about military strategies, historical events, and the people who shaped them. Hit the bell to stay updated, and stay tuned for our next video.